Welcome to Linda's TV show, the home of news. Your first time of stopping by or coming across my YouTube channel, you are highly welcome. Please, I beg you for a favor, smash on that red button that says subscribe. Beside that red button is a notification bell. The essence of that bell is for you to be updated or informed each time or day I upload a new video. My returning subscribers, those who keep on watching my videos each time I upload, I appreciate your presence. I appreciate your comments in all my videos, both negative and positive ones. Thank you.
Therefore, the only election that makes sense in our place right now in Biafra land is a referendum. When we achieve a referendum, then all these nice things that people like Obi is talking about, how he's going to revive the economy and how he's going to put people to work, those are beautiful things to say. But for you to be able to implement those things, you have to have a just society to be able to do that. You have to be able to have people that are ready to receive the opportunity and want to participate to make their life better. You don't have that right now. What is Peter Obi going to do with millions of Aramajiris? How is he going to control the military? How is he going to control all the terrorist groups from the north? The banditries, Mieti Allah, Fulani Herdsmen, that are the fourth most deadliest terrorist group in the world by Global Watch on terrorism. And Saru, Al-Shabaab. How is an Igbo president going to control these terrorist groups? How is that going to happen? So the first thing is to secure our life first, before anything else. And the only way to do that is through a referendum. You have to be alive to participate in an election. Right now, our struggle has gone beyond economies. It's gone beyond a way of life. We are fighting for self-preservation at this time. Self-preservation. We're fighting to stay alive. And every Biafran should be able to see that. If you do not see that, it's either you're nonchalant, you don't care, or you're desperately wicked. One or the other. There is no other explanation. Thank you.
Professor, do you have anything to add to this very topic?
I would like to start from the question you gave me earlier.
Okay, go on.
Is that okay?
Yeah, sure.
All right. That question was double-barreled. One, how come the small group of Fulani people have overrun the rest of Nigeria? The second is Afonja. Do we have a reincarnation of Afonja in our governors?
Yeah.
The first question, like I mentioned, it was 1804 that they established the first caliphate in Sokoto. That was 19th century. And let me tell you something about these Fulani people. They have a way of pursuing their objective, even if it takes 100 years, 200 years, 300 years. Since the coming of Islam in the 7th century, it has been like that. Go back to all the crusades, go back to all the things that happened in the past. There were efforts to wrest holy places from these Muslims. Now they're beginning to fan out. Fanning out their project of Nigeria has been there for over 300 years. They have moved from Djibouti all the way to the west coast, Gambia, Senegal, and all those areas. And they have occupied the entire Sahel region. By 1804, they entered the space called Nigeria. And they started fanning down. The difference between us and them is that the 400 indigenous groups in Nigeria are people who like to live and let live. I was born in the north. The indigenous people of whether it's Nasarawa area, whether it's Gwari, Niger State, or Plateau, or Southern Kaduna, Kaje area, they are very nice people. But the Fulani came in 1804 and they established the emirate system, and then they established emirs all over the place, and then added this Afonja man you talked about, gave them leeway to come in, because when they get something, they never give back unless you take it back. That's what Afonja saw. That's what happened to the Yoruba of Kwara State and other areas, and Islam came into the West. So, unfortunately, we have not learned anything from that. What I mean by that, our governors have not learned anything. They have decided to be vessels through which the Fulani are propagating their style. Like I said, the rest of Nigeria, the rest of the 400 ethnic groups, they are nice people. But Fulani people are violent by nature. And it is that violence that they've been using to overrun every group. That is why they have the so-called herdsmen who are armed to the teeth, and we are disarmed. That is why those 6 million, and now you cannot tell their numbers since they opened our borders. There could be 15 million or more now, and some of them are not even, of course, most of them are not even indigenous Fulani people here right now. So that is the problem we have, and that is why they are able to overrun our communities so far. And unfortunately, some of our governors are functioning as their vessels through which they are enslaving our people. What was the other question you wanted me to answer?
Yeah. I think you've answered both the two questions, actually. They were good questions. I just have to, I don't know if you guys have noticed, we're having a more or less a kind of attack from the owner of the places we are using. So I just have to inform you so that you don't be surprised. The program, we are being somehow, our system is under attack all this while, but we are managing it. So the engineer, we are trying to.
So talking about attack, does that mean we are compromised security-wise?
Sorry? No, I mean our production. I'm talking about our production. I just want you to know that we are having some problem with the social media. I'm talking about the social media.
Because as we do not see the people you are streaming, we do not see the people we are talking to. So we are hoping that security is guaranteed in those platforms.
Of course. So we're just talking about the social attack from social media. That's what we're talking about. But it's fine. Okay? I just have to inform you. The issue of the Fulani in our country is I mean, you have explained everything, but I want to know if this thing continues like this, because it seems there is a kind of degeneration in the whole thing. The Second Republic, the 1985 political terrain, it seems to be the last time you'll see governors from the Biafran think about their people. I mean, after then, the later ones seems to be those that have no interest of the interest of the people on their hearts. Ben Wankwo, what do you think is how do you think Biafrans are going to survive this siege? Because no doubt anybody who is who has his eyes open will definitely see that there is a fire on the mountain. Agwan on Akreka. How do you think? What do you think should be the way out of this conundrum, if you will? How is Biafra going to survive this double-edged, sword in which that confront them right now? They have the British stuff, the structure, and they have the Fulani, and they have their own recent offenders, as we are just giving them. What is the way out of this very situation?
The way out of the situation is it's not simple, but
Okay.
the answer is easy. The way
All right.
out is a referendum. It's a referendum. We can get out of this mess via a referendum. So if our people can come together, both politicians and non-politicians, come together and request for a referendum, okay, I think that will get traction. Part of the problem that we're having is because we are not unified. The people that are attacking you, the people that are making your life miserable, they are unified in their crime. They are unified in their terrorism against you. They are unified in their banditry. They are unified in their kidnapping. We are not unified. If we can come together, okay, and say, we demand a referendum, that is the only way out. Because to solve all these problems, okay, you have to be able to have a just society where the rule of law exists and where the rule of law actually carries the day. In a place where a common man can go to court and get justice. They say that the court is the hope of the poor, of the common man. These things are not obtainable in Nigeria. So to answer your question, the answer is simple. It's a referendum. Because with that referendum, the people will decide what they want to do. In a democracy, power belongs to the people, not to the government. So that is the simple answer.
Okay. So this is almost our last question. I would like you guys to share this question and your opinion respectively. Mazi Ben Wangpo, because you have spoken, you can continue with this question. You are well informed about the activities of the IPOB lawyer at the UN. Is there any reason for anyone to doubt the accomplishment or the authenticity of the statement made by them? That is one question. I mean, is there any reason for somebody to consider it? I mean, should I put see that it's not real, a put up stuff? That is one question. We have also heard that that lawyer Bruce, the attorney Bruce Fein, has allegedly sued the WGG for fraud. What do you know about this? Please, could you explain to us, to the viewers, things you know about the WGG? WGG.
Well, thank you.
Sorry, it's not WGG. It's called the BWGG. Sorry, that's the correct.
It is called the BWGG.
And what's the full meaning of that, please?
They call themselves BW Global. Supposedly, they are a lobbying group that is based in Washington, D.C.
Oh, okay.
Yes, I was hired by.
Yeah, no, it's clear.
You understand?
I know them.
Okay, very good. Well, to answer your question, Robinson specifically, you asked about Bruce Fein. Well, I can tell you one thing. Some people may spend their time trying to, talk about who gets what credit and who doesn't get this credit. Bruce Fein and the Ambassador for Self-Determination, that is not we don't have time, to allot time to defending what we have done or what Bruce has done. Okay, Bruce Fein is an attorney that has actually embraced the struggle for Biafrans, and that's not something that started yesterday. This man has been to Nigeria. He's been to Enugu. He's been to Oka. He has seen the devastation. And he came back and concluded one thing. These people need to be freed. I don't see any reason for the injustice and the level of oppression that I witnessed. And that sentiment continues to this day. So Bruce Fein, if you remember, when Nigeria purchased under Trump administration, they came and purchased 12 Tucanos. It's an attack helicopter with a precision-guided missile. That helicopter could stay 30,000 feet above sea level, and they can pick you out where you're sitting. That is the level of sophistication. When Nigeria bought those equipment, there's no war going on in Nigeria. So people were wondering, of what need, of what use is this? And we knew then the only reason is to kill innocent people, is to kill Biafrans, is to kill people from the eastern region of Nigeria. So it was Bruce Fein that filed a lawsuit against the government of the United States. Yes, he sued his own government. And Anthony Blinken, the Secretary of State, and Floyd, both were summoned to court to defend the lawsuit. Given the monumental, credible evidence that you have about Nigeria and their violation of human rights, why would you be selling attack helicopters to them? Where they came to court and defended that, and that was a victory because United Nations gave a specific instruction to Nigeria to make weapons do not cross the airspace in the east. So they do recognize that the eastern region of Nigeria have their own airspace and their own territory. And they were told, do not use these Tucanos in the eastern part of Nigeria. So that was a victory for Bruce Fein. And then there was an issue of Dr. Shane from Baltimore University that wrote a very damaging article about Biafrans, how the United States is ignoring a small terrorist group from Nigeria. Something needs to be done. Well, once again, it was Bruce Fein that filed a lawsuit and sued the doctor. And then, I remember him coming back, asking Bruce, well, can we have a continuous? My daughter is in college and this and that. And obviously, it's a professional courtesy. That was granted to him. But to this day, he's never written any more damaging article about Biafra. So that is a win. Then you have the issue of ICC and our people in Nigeria, people in the government, okay, that are mistreating our people, okay, that have extra rendition Nnamdi Kanu against his fundamental human rights back to Nigeria and put him in a solitary confinement. Well, Bruce Fein has filed a complaint at the International Criminal Court against Yusuf, the director of DSS, against Binti Nyako, against Malami, and a co-host of others, including, but not necessarily limited to, John Tosso. This is the judge that, stated that he's going to try Nnamdi Kanu secretly, okay? Upon hearing that, immediately, within 48 hours, John Tosso was sued at International Criminal Court. And the result of that, you don't hear him talking about any more secret trial. So these are just a snapshot, like a little profile, a CNN version of everything that Bruce has been doing. So he's a very busy man, and he doesn't have time to get into any any discussion about credit with anybody, because we simply do not have time for that. So I don't know if I've answered your question.
All right. You need me to make a comment there too, right? Uh-oh. Looks like we have the problem again.
Yes.
Uh-huh. Host, are you hearing me now? Very good. At least you are hearing me, even though I'm not hearing you. But it's okay. Let me go ahead and weigh in. I want to say up front that I endorse what Ben has said about Bruce. Actually, if you ask me, Bruce Fein is one giant. When I say giant, not physically, if you see him in person, it's not a giant, but it's such a giant and a formidable force to have on your side. Ben has enumerated a whole number of things that he has done. Let me just touch on the issue of Professor Sheehan of Baltimore University. Apart from suing him, you remember that I wrote on behalf of World Igbo Congress and eventually got the Washington Times to post our op-ed. They pulled back that one and posted our op-ed in Washington Times. We got the president of Baltimore University and the dean of his college of public policy to get him to order. So beyond that, when we started earlier, I did mention that just this Friday, Saturday, Sunday, this past Saturday, we were in Houston together. I mean, Bruce Fein. And I said the weekend before, we were in his office in DC, strategizing on this United Nations document. And I told you that I'm so happy about the plan that has been put in place, but you know, it's not something we can share until it is actually bearing fruits.
Yeah.
I was in his office. The week before, we were together in Boston. All of them, that will tell you how much faith we have in him and how impressed we are with what he is doing. We believe he's a good ally to have. Thank you.
Wonderful, wonderful. So I thank you very much, Professor. You have done us a great favor today for being here. You have explained a whole lot of things that we need to know and Biafrans need to know. So in order to close this topic today, I would like you to, in your own very short way, tell us your last word for today concerning the issue of UN decision and what you think is the best way to go forward in the whole thing, with regard at least specifically to the issue of the Nigerian government behavior, disregard to law.
Thank you so much. The message or the collective summary of it all is that this United Nations opinion is a very good one. It's a very powerful one. It's a major win for the release of Nnamdi. It is a major win for the fight for referendum. It is a major win for the fight for self-determination. If you read it thoroughly and down the entire 16 pages, you find that all those were touched. The only unfortunate situation is that we are dealing with a lawless country. So we will use law, we will use diplomacy, and that is what we are putting together to ensure that a lawless country will become law-abiding. The only fear we have is that if they deploy their lawlessness into violence, that will border on negating what the United Nations said. We also have a plan B for that. I just wanted to be sure of that. There are many people out here who are not sleeping at all. And all the concerns are also our concerns. They're giving us sleepless nights, but we are doing our best to handle them and chew gum and walk at the same time. Thank you.
Mazi Ben Wankwo, your summary to the discussion. I mean, with regard to the UN decision, and okay, you get what I'm. Yeah.
Thank you very much.
All right. Okay.
Well, I like to let our people know and Nigerians know that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is not the problem of Nigeria. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, on the contrary, is the solution to Nigeria. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu has said repeatedly in his several broadcasts that we do not hate anyone. We do not hate Yoruba, we do not hate Hausa, we do not hate Fulani people, even as they are committing all these atrocities against an indigenous people. There's no reason why they cannot enjoy themselves in their culture and in their tradition and in their own way of life. You cannot force somebody else to believe your ideology, okay, and forget about their value system and embrace yours. That is an uphill battle. What we have here is a fundamental contrary value system. And for you to be a nation, you have to share a common value system. Right now, that is not what we have in Nigeria. 12 states in the north have subscribed to Sharia law. Not the law of Nigeria, but Sharia law. They may say, yeah, the law of Nigeria do apply, but when those two come clashing against one another, Sharia law governs over the law of Nigeria. So that is a major problem. And that's why I keep saying, and I will keep saying that, referendum yesterday, referendum today, referendum tomorrow. That is a way forward. Referendum will end the suffering of the people in Nigeria. Referendum will end insecurity in Nigeria. Referendum will address the activities of all these terror groups, Al-Shabaab, Ansaru, Mieti Allah, the Horsemen, Boko Haram, ISIS of West Africa, all of them collectively. Referendum could address all those things, because if you have a referendum, the people will decide if they want to be on their own. With that mandate, then they can protect their territories. So if the world should continue to turn a blind eye to the crisis in Nigeria, soon and very soon, nobody will be safe. If Nigeria deteriorates to the level of...
Thank you so much, my wonderful viewers, for watching this video together with me from the beginning to the end. Like I said before, if you like what you see here, if you like what I do in this platform, as you have finished watching this video, please hit that red button that says subscribe and put on your notification bell to all notification. In that way, you'll be able to know when I upload a new video. Share my videos, leave your comments in the comment section constructively. Until I meet your way again in my next video, I still remain your Linda's TV show. Bye-bye.